Noel's News! It's Noel's News!
And young fella.
Well, no.
That intro music.
Yes.
I know who it is now.
Who?
Aha!
Huh?
Remember that band from the 80s?
Oh, aha.
Aha!
Yeah, the way you say it has a better ring to it.
Aha! They had that song about a fella looking for a job.
What was that?
Take on me.
Oh, you strong start this week.
Any chance of a start? Take me on. I do it for cash. Turn that band The Cure.
Yeah.
Do you ever listen to them?
Not.
Oh, jeez, if they're The Cure, I'd hate to see the fucking disease. Cut them. Do you know that band you should get? They're very good. They kind of sound like they're farm supplies.
Who's that?
Hall and Oates. They're very good.
Brilliant.
Did you go back training?
I haven't yet, no.
Neither did I.
Did you not? Oh, okay. Wink, wink.
Yeah, when I wink, that means I did.
Okay. just so we get that clear.
Well, Paddy Fong got a pair of night vision goggles. Yeah, Fong is going to ref the game.
Wow.
With the night vision goggles. He have a cousin in the army. He got the old goggles off. Brilliant. Halloran pulled up into Pajero with the lights on. Jesse blinded him. Yeah, he blinded him. Fong was going on like a newborn badger. He roared. We nearly gave him a drink to settle him.
Did you?
We nearly gave him. He went into the eye doctor and he drove himself. Now, he clipped a nice few lads on the way. But, and she said he have to wear sunglasses for a week.
Fong.
For the eyes, yeah. They're calling him Paddy Fons now. Huh? He might lose the eye.
Our guy.
He might lose the eye, but you can keep a good Fong down. Now, were you ever in Syria?
No.
What's the place where you said you couldn't get into all the pubs?
Oh, Galway.
Oh, yes, that's... I knew it was somewhere exotic. Neighbour of mine went to Galway once. He didn't like it.
Did you not?
Too many stones.
What's there?
A lot of stones in Galway.
Okay.
They have that arch, you know, to mark the invasion of Ed Sheeran. Never forget. Now, Syria is a country.
Yes.
Just letting you know.
Okay, thank you.
Ears open now. Ears open now, okay. The president of Syria, you probably don't know him. He's not from around. Bashar al-Assad.
Okay.
His father was president before him. He inherited it, which is gas because, by definition, presidents are elected.
Yes.
Remember the time I insisted people call me Sultan?
Yeah, I do from some weeks ago, yeah.
Because I declared independence.
Yeah.
I have dispatched my peace envoy, a.k.a. Patsy, to make contact with the Irish state.
Okay.
Patsy be tasty.
Patsy be
tasty.
Yeah.
Now, in Syria, the president's cousin was in charge of business, right? And apparently, he was getting 5% of every deal done in the country.
Wow.
Into the pocket. He also owns a big phone company. But he owes $180 million in tax.
Oh.
Fucking hard to get away with that, really.
Yeah.
He must have been doing a few nixers.
Yeah, he was a few foxers.
He must be doing a few jobs in the evenings, that fella. I do jobs for people.
Yeah?
But I'll tell you one thing. I will never again do nixers for the farmers.
Why?
It'd be easier to get money off God. Don't even outside. He don't even order me for welding a crush. I had to go onto his farm in the middle of the night and milk his cows. And I took away the milk. And when he went to milk the cows the next morning, the tit was dry. Dry tits.
That's...
Dry titties. I kept it up for months. Months.
And then elaborate.
I didn't sleep for a whole year trying to get my money out Donovan. One morning, he reached in and he found yet another dry tit. I was standing in the doorway. I said, "Looking for something?" He said, "No, the tits are dry." I said, "I know. where's my money, Donovan? He said, what money? I said, don't try and cod a codder. I know when I'm being codded. I invented the cod. Don't cod me. I said, the money for welding the crush. He said, you never sent me a bill. It turns out I had forgotten to invoice him. Worst of all, I had codded myself. I had also dumped 500,000 litres of milk into the river, causing the local flora and fauna to go into meltdown. Valuable lesson learned. Lock your milking parlour. So President al-Assad, his cousin was bankrolling the whole regime, but he's fallen out with the president, and people are starting to say it. The president is just going to take his money and bang, bang. And I always think it's awful sad when families fall out.
Yeah.
I nearly fell out with one of my brothers.
Go away.
Yeah, well, I kidnapped his son, right? We were over at his house for a communion or a funeral or something with cake. And so I put all of my lads into the trailer, you know, we were going home. And Carmen locked the kids into the trailer, usual family Sunday. And there was one lad screaming, let me go, you're not my father, I'm being kidnapped. But I was like, you know, kids being kids, you know, having no crack. And that night then, obviously, we dipped him and we put him up the stairs to bed, usual crack, right? A few weeks went on, and I was looking at him thinking, is he a bit small to be one of ours? You know? And I asked the wife, but Carmen at the time was big into crochet, so she kind of took her eye off the ball for a couple of years. And John Paul thought it was gas. He knew.
Yeah.
He knew. And I thought he was one of mine. I was calling him Mick. And he'd say, my name's not Mick, I'm Daniel. And I'd say, fuck you, Mick. You bollocks. I was wondering why he was so bad at driving the Hiab. He was useless.
Was he?
It turns out he was only 8 years old. he were going around the place going, I'm Dan, Mick's gone to college. I said, what's he doing in college? Quantity surveying. I said, my God, he's not.
My God, he's not.
I left it off for another couple of weeks anyway, and his brother was out at the house one day. Well, he nearly fell down when he seen the young lad. I had the guards, they were all looking for him. I didn't know it, Hash. I don't be listening to the old, you know, the old foreign channels, you know, but it was his son anyway. And I said, sure, look, you know, I get some mixed up, you know, no harm, no fault.
Yeah.
You know? And we laugh about it now. And I'd be slagging him. I'd still be, you know, you're looking forward to visiting your Uncle Noel.
Yeah.
You don't like it. But the president's cousin, Rami Makhluf, has gone on social media criticising the president. And this might seem normal in Europe, but in Syria, no one has ever done it and lived. Kind of like stealing from the ICA.
Yeah.
Okay? Just Dan stroked a butterfly bun once. Oh, Peggy Hogan stabbed him with a fork. So anyway, Syria...
Not to be trifled with.
Not to be trifled with, even though they do make trifle. But Syria have not much trifle, but loads of oil. 80% of the population live in poverty. 10 million do not have enough to eat, and 5 million have lost their homes in the civil war because there was an uprising, and then the Russians come in and they just bombed the shit out of them all. Oh. So remember, there was a war in Syria.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was the Islamic State. They were at it as well. The whole place is in ribbons. And much like the club championship, it's hard to know what way it'll go. So best of luck to everyone in Syria. We're rooting for you. The big news locally, Dwyer is getting a conservatory. Now, you wouldn't think it to look at him. The man looks like he couldn't afford the whole of a polo. Good mint.
Good mint. Yeah.
Would you ever eat a polo?
Occasionally. I hear they're good for stress.
Oh,
Yeah.
The old polo. Well, Patsy is doing the steel work. Patsy be tasty. Patsy be tasty. He measured up last Sunday, so he should have it done by November. And then Johnny Fong is doing the blocks.
All right.
Paddy's brother. hit the fang. You'll hear him outside now. And Fat Clancy is on the digger. Met that man 1,000 times. Never once saw him outside the cab of the digger. Some people say he was born in the digger, lived his whole life in that digger.
Clancy.
Yeah, Fat Clancy. You should see him at the drive-through chipper. Oh, tip the chips into the bucket. Oh, but he's some man on the digger.
Is he?
He would pick your tooth with that grab. That's a fact.
Taste.
Oh, Clancy be tasty. Clancy be tasty. Dwyer said he's getting underfloor heating.
Wow.
Just feel crazy. But should just over the floor you want to heat.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but do you know what I mean?
it works its way up.
Yeah, but just isn't magic like. Did you hear who's doing the electrics?
Who?
Disco Eddie.
Disco Eddie,
Yeah.
is he?
Oh Lord! You turn off the lights and the car starts. He'd have speakers everywhere. I swear, he wired Donovan's shed, the new shed, and there were disco balls over the calves. I didn't know if I was feeding calves or if I was inside in the Gresham Hotel. And he had been asking John Paul to do the roof.
Did he?
Yeah, best hands in the county, sure.
Yeah.
He'd hurled a ham out of your sandwich. He should be getting the call from Liam Sheedy any day now. They're going back.
Do you reckon?
Ah, he'd hurl the stones out of your shoes. That's a fact. Liam is aware of John Paul.
Very good.
I may have left a highlights video on his bed when I broke into his house. It caught his eye, all right.
Did it?
Yeah, because he rang me. Just saying it was illegal and that, you know. But if he has seen the video of John Paul, he would hurl the balls off bingo. That man, he'd catch. He'd
Yeah. Go on.
he'd catch a ball out of a kangaroo's pocket.
Outrage.
First time hurling, that's the way about.
Yeah.
That's how I taught him. Pull. Leave it off. I pulled on balls over the bar. I pulled on puck outs. I pulled when the ball wasn't there at all. The roof would probably be shite though. Now I must go away.
Where are you going?
Oh sure, Kate Ryan wants me to inspect her box. It's leaking.
Is it?
Yeah, the horse gave the door a kick.
Oh, jeez.
Horse box.
Horse box.
I said, Kate, I'll bring my tools.
Oh, my God. Poor Kate. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, God willing.